Yeah, welcome. This is your boy Ralph.
And Rell,
Yeah.
we coming. Get ready.
You know, we here to talk about the NBA today. How about our top five MVP candidates for this time going on this season, about midway through?
Now, I mean, you want to talk about the top five MVP candidates. The first half of the season, that don't mean nothing, guys. The second half of the season, when it get down to the nitty gritty. So we're gonna give you that nitty gritty right now, and I'm gonna start off with my first top five.
What you got? What you got?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. What you got for me, man? Because you talking
I
about
don't
the
think
second
you're ready.
half. We talking about guys that's gonna be tough down the stretch.
I'm talking about crunch time.
Down the stretch.
I'm
this
talking
season.
about I'm talking about crunch time.
Down the stretch this season.
Ain't
okay.
no questions asked.
Okay.
You know it's that time of the season.
It's that time. It's that time.
So my first is Embiid. And we not gonna get into the opinions. Let me finish my whole five. Number one, Embiid. Number two, Jokic. I'm talking from the first half as because it's March 19. And I'm talking from the second half is starting now, so I'm talking from the first half and what has transpired so far. I'm gonna go with Embiid number one. I'm gonna go with the Joker number two. I'm gonna go with Chris Paul number three. I'm gonna go with LeBron number four. And for
Chris Paul,
my number five. Who my number five?
Your number five.
Who you think? Before I tell you,
who you're
I
missing
just
on
gave
your
you
list.
my four. Who you think my number five is?
You're missing Dame Lillard. I'll tell you that much.
And I totally agree with you. That's my number five. You hit it right.
I just think you're missing Dame Lillard.
Listen, you put it and I look. That was my number five.
Okay.
With the first half of the season and what has transpired, of course you got the heavyweights.
Yeah, the usual suspects, your guys that are
Utah.
That's what they pay you for,
Philly, Brooklyn. Those been the heavyweights. Yeah. So, but with the five, you gotta ask me you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but yeah. Oh.
Why is Embiid your number one?
No, but I just feel like he's hurt. Number one, that's my main question. He's hurt. So, how is he number one?
How many games? Because this would transpire the first half. He's hurt. But if he plays another 30 games and give the consistent numbers that he's been dishing out.
I see it, but...
And they finished number one.
Okay. I mean, well, we know that the NBA MVP award is a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? It's popularity,
No, it's not always. The Jordan years is over. The Jordan years is over.
You look at the last few
it's been stacked.
MVPs, other than Westbrook. You know what I'm saying?
Which averaged a triple-double for a season.
Amazing.
Which averaged close to a triple-double for a season.
Amazing.
It's come down to stats when you look at it's not the big man no more.
It's not. It's gonna be a 3-and-D guy. You know what I mean?
Or guard.
Or a 3-and-no-D guy, like a lot of these guys. But
not necessarily. Who's one of your? I don't believe he's saying this. The 3-and-D. He's a super Kawhi fan.
Oh yeah,
your boy just won the MVP.
Of course.
He was a 3-and-D guy.
Yes, that's what he is. He's still that. He's the best.
You tell me, not to jump off subject. You tell me, what 3D guy won the MVP of the league? What last 3-and-D guy? Has there been any? Think about it. Who've won MVP?
Wow.
There's never been on the last three.
Wow.
The last 3-and-D guy that won the MVP is a 2-guard, and that's Michael Jordan.
It is Michael Jordan.
Because he gave up his defensive years after 91. After the first chip. I'm talking about in the league to go for the title.
Okay.
To go for that.
You
he played it in the playoffs and the finals. He was going to be up.
You may be right.
Yeah, but the goal every night, and I'm gonna get that award.
Okay. I agree with what you're saying. But back to the
topic.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, guys.
Now let's now also going back to your top 5, I see you have LeBron James 4.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because Embiid just, let me explain that to you. Embiid just got injured, so this is my picks, or for the first half of the season. Would you like to know?
Yeah, no. But we also want to know, are these guys that you're counting on?
I can't wait to tell you my dark horse.
Are you counting on these guys down the stretch? Your list includes guys that you can count on down the stretch to continue their level of play. You counting on that?
Absolutely. They wouldn't have been on my list. They wouldn't have been on my
Joel Embiid at number 1. You're counting on him.
So now let me say this. Joel Embiid will remain number 1 on my list only if he comes back and plays 30 games, 28, 29. That'll be an exception. That'll be an exception. Something close to 30 gives you the same consistent numbers.
Yep.
And Philly finished first with the super team that my Brooklyn Nets have. Yes, my Brooklyn Nets. Great super fan. But I will put in B. I won't take it personal. I will put in B. Number 1. If Philly can win the number 1 seed, he plays close to 30 games.
Okay, so who was your number 2 again?
My number 2 was the Joker.
Okay.
Would you now here's the topping on it. Would you like to know why the Joker is my number 2 after Embiid?
Yeah, why is that?
Because out of the top 5, out of my 5 picks, he has the highest field goal percentage. Embiid is shooting 29.5, 11.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? And when you look at the Joker numbers,
yeah,
bro, it's mind-boggling.
It is. And the triple
he's averaging
doubles,
9 assists. He's averaging 27.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
9.
Yes.
And damn near 12 rebounds.
With 10 triple doubles on the season. I mean, that's
you understand what I'm saying? So
basketball.
You know, and although Embiid is my number 1 and Joker is my number 2, I want to put James right in there, guys.
I mean, but why not?
I would. Because then it goes down to he played 27 games, I believe, since he's been there.
Yeah.
So we got maybe another 30 plus games. So technically he's going to have close to a season with us, about maybe 60 games. That's why I can't put him into the MVP conversation until the when we come back to this conversation.
Okay. But there's gonna be quite a few people we're gonna have to come back on.
You know what I'm saying?
And because this MVP conversation is something that's gonna change week in and week out with what we see with injuries. With I'm just talking about what it looks like right now.
Top 5, 3 of them is locks. Maybe 4.
I'm all right. I'm gonna tell you right now. We didn't get into my 5 yet, but I had somebody in there. That
did you remember my 4th?
Your 4th?
I told you my first, second. We up to my 4th.
Your 5th is Dame, so your 4th was no. Who was it?
LeBron.
Oh, your 4th. I asked you about that first, and we went backwards. Like,
so you got my 5.
Yeah, I got that. All right. And LeBron, I questioned
no,
that at 4, but I'm glad he's in your top 5.
We didn't get to my 3 though. You didn't realize who I put before LeBron and Dame. And maybe I got it mixed up. I think Dame should have been 3, and this guy should have been 5. I got it mixed up on the.
Wow. Wow.
Now that I, sometimes you gotta really like reflect on things. As I'm saying this to you, I'm like, wow.
Kind of did a whole loop.
Yeah,
right there
I got it. Actually, got it. I did a
Wow.
flip flop right there. Excuse me, guys.
Okay.
My fifth was Dame should have been 3. Right. So Embiid, Joker, Dame, LeBron, and my fifth guys would have been Chris Paul.
Chris Paul was your 3. Chris Paul was your 3. That's
was
right.
my
You had him in.
I had him in 3. I had him in 3. So I had to.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? I had to tinker. I had to tinker that because when it comes to stats, he come in last out of everything of my top 5. But when it come to team and what
an MVP actually is, he's very valuable.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he is very valuable
to
the Phoenix Suns, to that basketball team. So
you know what I mean? So now, we done got into my top 5. I done, gave you, reasons as to, why I picked the order of my guys.
So what we doing here? I'm gonna
let's see how you feeling about your top 5.
Well, with a lot of the reasons you said, I picked Nikola Jokic.
Number one. Wow.
Nikola Jokic, yes, absolutely. This guy, 10 triple-doubles on the season. I mean...
Harden has 11. Switch teams, though.
Harden does have 11 and switch teams.
Just want to put that in there. Only 27 games, though.
Yes. But Nikola Jokic, yes, I had to do that, number 1. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I'm going with LeBron James. Right after Jokic. I wanted him at number 1. But
robbed of an MVP last year from
he was robbed. That's what I'm saying, because Bron
and I think the year before that he was okay.
He may end up getting this, but I'm just saying right now, and what I've watched from
the Lakers would have to at least win the 2nd seed if they don't get the 1st.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna have to take down Utah.
Even if
at one point.
I agree with you that he can get the MVP, but they would definitely have to be the 1 or 2, 1 or 2 seed. Yeah. So who we got at number 3?
I'm going number 3. I'm going James Harden. Right now for what he's doing with the change of teams. Just unbelievable, James Harden.
Before we get to your 4th,
okay.
Not that I wanted to pick James Harden. We was mutual on that decision, but it was he only played 27 games, right? So when it comes to the we can want to put him in there, but I don't really think that.
But if he continues to play and for the rest of the season,
absolutely.
And he's a very durable. That's one thing about James Harden's very durable. He plays. True. If you notice, when Irvin's out, when Durant's out, who's playing? Harden's playing, bro.
Do you think with the game so now let's look at it today. If the MVP was to go in today, would he be able? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
no. As of today, no. But he's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah, and he's in the middle of it. That's why he's number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why
who's
number 3.
He's right in the middle of it. I agree.
You know what I'm
saying? Take that from
right?
Who's your number 4?
Right, that I'm gonna go with Dame.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Dame at 4. Now you see the 50 points he dropped the other night? Oh my God, that guy's sick, man.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is, Steph, I salute you, but this one is for Dame.
Oh man, because Steph, the thing with Steph, bro, before he got hurt, he was in my top 8. You know what I'm saying?
You see his father shoot?
Yeah.
Dell.
Yeah.
When Dell used to shoot, you didn't see the net. One of the greatest pure shooters, Dell, Ray, Reggie.
Yeah. And it's another underrated great shooter. Let's stay on you know what I'm saying, on track. But look, Glenn Rice.
Yeah.
Glenn Rice. And he was a lefty, right? Was he a lefty?
I'm not sure on that.
Was Glenn a lefty?
Probably was.
Glenn Rice used to knock him down. But okay, and my number 5 pick for MVP, Joel Embiid. And he's number 5 only.
He was my one.
He's your number 1, and he's my number 5 only because of the injury. Only because of the injury.
So okay, where would you have rated him before the injury?
Before the injury,
out to top 5, because he went to
3.
5.
He'd be at 3.
So he lost.
My 1 and 2 wouldn't change. Okay. At this point, my 1 and 2 wouldn't change. And if I had an honorable mention right now, is Kawhi Leonard, of course. My guy Kawhi, former Spur.
Yeah, so Ralph now before we go off this topic, we already mentioned, we gave y'all our top 5, each other, the MVPs. Before we leave this topic of discussion, I just want to ask you one more thing, Ralph.
What's that?
Who's your dark horse MVP?
Oh, I just said it, Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi. That's
because down the stretch, that man will deliver. That's what he does.
You remember what happened last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, I remember that, man.
So him
and Paul George failed, man. They just blew it. He didn't, but Paul George didn't help that man.
So the stories of Toronto is done. Pressure busts. You just as good as your last game. So
I mean,
you judged off in the playoffs.
I mean, my dark horse is Kawhi because of who he is and what he can do on a basketball court. At any time, he can take over a basketball game, equivalent to the way LeBron James can do it. The equivalent to the way LeBron James can do it, Kawhi can do it too. He may not be, you know what I'm saying? I agree. Like, he can just take over a basketball game, point blank, period.
The only reason why I won't go against you with Kawhi when it comes to honorable mention of MVP is because he plays all categories. He great offensively, not pick his spots.
Yep.
Not flashy.
Wasn't always that way. He was rough around the edges.
Get to the line, play defense. Yep. I know. So that part I won't go against. Yeah. My dark horse was, I believe, your 3rd pick, Harden. And the reason why he was my dark horse, I went with him as my dark horse, was because,
and it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I wanted to put him in my
because when
you first
came to me with the James Harden MVP, I was like,
he was 8 triple doubles.
So that's why it was kind of dark. It was kind of dark.
He was 8 triple games. That was about 6-7 games ago, bro.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, 11 in, 27 games.
Yep.
20 and 7.
That's why I'm saying at this point, that's why he's my number 3. You're explaining my pick for me. That's exactly why he's number 3 for me.
So now, to build on that convo before we go, the reason why I said he may just win MVP, because when I said if this guy got 11 triple doubles, right?
Yeah.
27 games with the Nets. Jason Kidd, greatest net ever. Outside of, and I can't say greatest net ever because you got to put Julius. He got the chip.
Okay.
For the Nets. So when it's greatest Nets, they always going to look at the chip. Right after Julius is Jason.
Yeah, it's definitely
Vince
Jason.
After Jason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's the legacy of what's going on.
Yeah. It could have been Derek Coleman.
Derek and
Derek Coleman.
Derek and
Kendall Gill. You talking about that?
No. If you go to Derek, it would have to be Derek and Kenny.
Kenny Anderson, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he was
time.
the second best point guard
last 2 Nets
probably ever had.
Honorable mention. Last 2 Nets, multiple Nets.
Yeah.
Prior to Harden, KD, and Kyrie making the All-Star game. Yeah. That was the first 2 Nets. But that was my my pick. To get off that topic, let's talk about the breakdown of the playoff seeding. I went first, in the first go round, right?
Okay.
It's on you, bro. So we gonna start off basically with the seedings in the East and West. The playoff seedings is 1 to 10.
Yep. This year we got the play-ins. We got the play-ins going on, so you get an extra 2 seeds. So right now, right now for me, if we're gonna run this down to the 10 that I see that's gonna make the playoffs into the play-in, it looks very similar to where we stand right now. You know, with the Jazz in the West.
What?
With the Jazz in the West being number 1.
LA number 2.
LA number 2. But also I'm gonna switch it up a little bit there because I believe currently who is number 3? The Suns, maybe.
Right now, 1, 2, and 3 in the West is Utah, LA, Phoenix, Clippers.
Phoenix Clippers, yeah. But in my 10 that I see coming in, I see the Suns moving out of that top 3 spot.
Where do you have the Suns at now?
I have the Suns in the 4 spot with the Clippers in the 3 spot. I know the Clippers have been on a slide lately.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers definitely been on a slide. I believe losing 4 out of the last 10. You know, that's concerning for that
great
squad.
Teams. You
know what I'm saying?
But
let's see. So the Suns, yeah, I would have them at the number 5 spot. If I was gonna end the season, if they were playing the way they're playing now, I'd have them at the number 4 spot actually, and in the number 5 spot I have the Nuggets.
So now
Denver Nuggets.
You have 5 for the Denver Nuggets. So now from the 5th spot. So now, give me your first 5. You got.
So that's gonna be the Jazz, the
Lakers,
the Clippers, the Suns, and the Nuggets.
Now you give me your last 5.
My last 5 is gonna be the San Antonio Spurs, who I think are gonna go to number 6. I believe Portland Trailblazers, who are ahead of the Spurs right now, will fall behind them and end up being the 7th seed. Then I see the Dallas Mavericks right behind them at the 8. And your play-in teams I have are the Warriors and the Grizzlies to play in at 9 and 10.
So that's 1 through 10 in the West. So now with your East, I just want you to give me a rundown. 1 through 10.
Okay.
Then just give me a rundown, 1 through 10 of
straight up
who you like.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask you why you like them at each number.
Okay. Number 1, I like the Nets. Number 2, I like the 76ers. Number 3, I like the Bucks. Number 4, I like the Heat. Number 5, I like the Knicks. Number 6, I like the Celtics. Number 8, I like the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, where was that? I say 8 the Hawks.
Number 7.
7 the Hawks, 8 the Charlotte Hornets, 9 the Toronto Raptors, and 10 the Chicago Bulls.
So,
and that's what I have like to finish in the East. That's what I believe the East is going to finish.
So from 1 to 10 in the East, let me ask you one question. Which team you don't think you picked that could have made it? Like your sleeper team? And those was your heavyweights from 1 to 10. And
so going back to the West or just in the East?
No, the East. Just the teams you just mentioned.
Oh, that would be the Washington Wizards.
That was
because I want to put them in.
That's what I was reaching for, but you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. Yeah. I heard all of your teams 1 to 10, and I'm like, my picks is close.
I want to pick the Washington Wizards. I want to put them in there. You know, they play good ball sometimes.
You don't think they have a chance?
I mean, if you
look at their record, it's
they
not.
Do, but I didn't put them in because I said I want to put them in, but I didn't.
I think you should have went with your gut there, right?
Maybe because somebody like the Bulls are gonna make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Even though I put them at 10,
I think
I'm kind of confident. Like the Bulls are good, man.
Yeah,
I watched my Spurs play them the other night. They had us down like 25 early, but we came back. But that's a tough squad.
You know who really makes them difficult? They bench unit. Thaddeus Young does a remarkable job.
He does everything too. He does.
You know who also does a remarkable job for them?
Larry Markkinen.
And a guy that was with my guys last year does an awesome job for them. They better keep him. Temple.
Oh, Garrett
a veteran's veteran, man. He's gonna go anywhere and get 10.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. He's like my man.
He's like consistent.
He's like my man Chandler. Remember
Chandler?
Yeah,
he's a duck. Like he's not a 20-30.
Nah, but he's consistently
what he is.
He's
consistent. Like he's gonna get you 10. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna get you buckets.
He's gonna get you 10 points a game. Collect him $10 million a season and chill. You know what I'm saying?
So now, the Knicks. I think that you did a injustice to
where.
So, the Knicks you believe is gonna finish
5th.
Really?
5th.
Right. Wow.
Wait, is it?
And not
6th.
to throw shade on you guys, New Yorker. That diehard New Yorker, but I'm a Brooklyn fan. No,
they're not. I actually have them. Yeah, I have them at 5th, man. I'm sorry. Yeah,
5.
Yeah, the Knicks are gonna finish at 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
This is one thing when we make videos, guys, and we doing this thing like we gonna have some fun along the way. We gonna hit you on the head. We gonna, be on point. But some things we just gonna be totally off, and we gonna be able to laugh at ourselves, and at the same time, we write about something rubbing in y'all face.
Hey, y'all gonna be talking later about my Knicks number 5. I'm telling you, they not my Knicks. I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, but I have faith in the Knicks this year. I'm inspired by their play. And I think Tom Thibodeau's doing a hell of a job.
So, was one question, and I think you really didn't mention these guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. From your 1-10 in the East. Yeah. Was the Pacers not on?
Nope, the Pacers didn't make it.
Wow! Wait, whoa, wait, hold up. This is crazy because I'm just like, with the 1-10 is when you really look at that, and I don't know if you agree with me, bro, but when you look at it's 30 teams, right? 25 of them has an opportunity to make the playoffs from today.
Yeah, but there's also
there's gonna be some tough choices and some elbows where you gotta.
The Pacers are off. I know it was tough. It was tough.
Bro, you looted the.
Yeah, man. They didn't.
You lootering the Pacers, bro.
Listen, man. The way I broke it down, they didn't fit the criteria. I'm talking about to sustain what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Which isn't much to begin with. So
the teams. I'm just saying though. Did you take into consideration? Karras is back. They more healthy. Sabonis is great.
He's great. He's great.
You know what I'm saying? Great big man.
I like him.
TJ McConnell is the boy had 9 steals.
Yeah. We know what McConnell's.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we know what he's been
doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're right. You are absolutely right. I might have to go back. Hey, but look,
we gonna revisit.
It's early.
You know what I'm saying? We
the Pacers is somebody, and I had them, and I was looking at them, and I was looking at Charlotte.
Boston 6.
Boston is not gonna be. No, Boston is coming up.
I think Boston is gonna be 7-10.
Boston's coming up.
I think New York.
They're talented.
Honestly, I don't think New York is gonna finish 5. I picked New York. I picked New York for the 6th, maybe 7th. I think I picked New York. 8th.
You got the Knicks at 8.
At 8 in the East. Great case scenario, 6.
6. Okay.
Because defensively, you know what I'm saying?
That's what. Listen.
You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on what you picked. I picked them 8th.
Okay.
Because they New York. I mean,
you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a New Yorker, but look, I'm Brooklyn, baby. Brooklyn in the building. New York is just for the love. I'm a New Yorker, but for the New Yorkers, y'all gonna have to show something, man. We ain't getting no.
It's the Mecca of basketball.
Absolutely, man. But Brooklyn is gonna bring the chip to the Mecca. It won't be the Knicks. Sorry, guys.
They should.
Sorry, guys, but
they should.
You know what I'm saying?
But when the Knicks are playing good, New York is inspired.
Oh no, absolutely, and it's great that we're both playing good. And it's gonna be awesome for the city after this whole pandemic thing for them to both be in the playoffs. That's gonna be awesome. You know what I'm saying for New York. So in the West, let's go.
You see my West. You see, I even look at my Spurs at 6, and right now they're currently 7th.
Okay. And you picked them to go 6 for the finish of
possibly higher. You know, the Spurs are one of the teams that are about 4 games behind the schedule of other teams. You know, there's still a lot of makeup games to play.
Are you aware how many back-to-backs?
Back-to-back. At this point, there's about 10 back-to-backs just coming off one. I think
came off one.
Yep. So there's a lot of back-to-backs left, but you also got a 9-game homestand coming up. For my guys back at the AT&T Center, so you know.
Did you look at the strength of the schedule of the teams that they have played? Because I mean, come on.
I know we beat.
Who have y'all really played in the first? In the first half?
Who have y'all played that? Who is the Brooklyn Nets beat that you're impressed by? And I guarantee you, the Spurs beat that team.
I don't.
What impressive victory you claim?
So now we've beat everybody, including the champs, the Lakers.
So have
the
San
Clippers.
Antonio.
Look, the Clippers, Utah, Denver, Milwaukee. And the disgrace was, and we grew off it. The disgraceful games was when we lost 2 back-to-back, the
Cleveland and all that,
Detroit,
but you of course y'all show up, and
the
Spurs haven't beaten those teams you mentioned.
You know what I'm saying?
The Spurs weren't able to beat, and we haven't played a lot of those teams you said. We haven't played them yet. The Lakers, the Spurs have beaten.
I haven't even finished though, and I threw out like 7, 8. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
heavyweights
but look what I'm saying though here, and I wanted to put the Warriors. I didn't.
We spanked them twice. So
the Warriors, I wanted to put them. I didn't really want them in my top 8, so that they aren't. They're 9.
Who did you leave out the West?
Who did I leave out the West? The Pelicans, the Kings.
Sac is a
Minnesota, of course, and
Minnesota is definitely out of it.
Oklahoma, I left out, but Oklahoma is a tough out. Oklahoma's a tough out.
When you got the 3 teams, it's gonna be Oklahoma, Sac. It's tough.
Yeah.
New Orleans, just
the
tough.
When you also take into account a lot of those teams, right now they want to trade, but they don't want to trade because of the play-in. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
They got, like I said, we both mathematically. To this day, it's 25 teams out of 30.
Of course. That's why a lot of teams are holding off for the trades. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. They feel like they have a chance with their squad. You know, to make that 9 or 10 for the play-in. You know, and the teams like that include the Kings and the Pelicans and players like Lonzo Ball. Like they would have shot Lonzo Ball. You know what I mean? But
when you finish your thought, you can go into my picks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, that's about it. That's who I left out the West. So, who you got in the West? We're going to start with the West for you.
Who I got in the West? Starting number 1, my 1 pick is, I'm going to just give you the rundown, and you could kind of like ask me why. Just run it down.
Yeah, just run it down for me.
Lakers, 2 Utah, 3 Denver, 4 Clippers, 5 Phoenix, 6 Portland, 7 Dallas, 8 Golden State, 9 Memphis, 10 New Orleans. In the West. Number 1 in the East, of course, Brooklyn in the building, Philly, Milwaukee, Miami, Boston, Atlanta, Indiana, New York, Chicago, and Washington. I had to go with Washington for the 10th because everybody is counting Washington out, man. But I think Washington got a legitimate shot to make it. 1, if Bill don't get traded, that's first and foremost. 2, if Russell continue to come in to like slow down, he had a trip, like he's playing with Bill. Yeah. And they good. Yeah. Keep growing confidence. I think they got, you know what I'm saying, a legitimate.
They got a 3
and they make a move by the trade deadline. Yeah. I'm hearing some whispers. I don't know who.
For to go to Washington.
Yeah, on the sleeper, somebody is gonna get dogged from the Lakers, the Nets. You know that veteran that they're gonna get somebody.
They're gonna get LaMarcus Aldridge, maybe. They're gonna get Andre Drummond or somebody.
That would be a better pickup.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that, but that will put them in the category to at least win a game or two.
Okay.
You know, when the playoffs do start, if they do make the playoffs, they not gonna get swept.
So I'm gonna have to go back to your West real quick. I didn't hear anything about the San Antonio Spurs in your top 10. Was it? In the West.
So now they're number 7.
Currently 7.
They currently 7.
Same amount of losses as the 5th, 6th, and 7th seeds.
Do you want to know why I picked them not to go out of my 10?
Yeah, why is that?
in sports, when you have such a legacy, all due respect, 20 years, playoffs, you know, Popovich is the Bill Belichick of coaching, and you know, I give him, he's like Bill, how he does the team.
My thing is, all right, the Spurs aren't going to make the playoffs. Give me basketball reasons why. Because it seemed to me you about to come with some theory about they did it for so long. So now we got to give me basketball reasons why. Tell me why this young core of the San Antonio Spurs.
Exactly what you said. Young core without DeRozan.
Why without DeRozan? He's playing.
What I'm trying to tell you is the playoffs. What DeRozan is doing now in the season, he's gonna do to the playoff start. So now what is he? He's barely averaging 20. He's averaging 19.8 for the season.
Yeah, about 8 assists.
He's your number one, not a superstar.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying? And now all of the teams that I picked, but when it come down to longevity, when it comes, they don't have they have one, and you don't even want to call him a star because he can't. I don't consider
this is
him.
The thing.
I don't even consider DeRozan a star. I consider DeRozan a great player. You know, like it's a great player. It's a role player, great player, star, superstar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Great player.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
the San Antonio Spurs.
And y'all got 10 more back-to-backs.
And who was your 9 and 10?
So now basketball facts. Y'all got 10 back-to-backs, right? When you look at the strength of the schedule, y'all got, I believe, the
third toughest schedule, I believe.
Look, I'm one off in the second half of the season. Mm-hmm. So these are all things that kind of factor.
You got it. That definitely factor in.
You know what I'm saying? Into my decision. So.
And who's your number 9 and 10?
When I do the breakdown, Memphis is they got Ja Morant. So now
you don't see the standings. They got Ja Morant.
What I'm trying to say is they getting help. Memphis.
Who else they got?
So now what people are not realizing is Memphis is gonna be healthy, but they're gonna be more healthy than the first half of the season.
But who are they missing?
They was missing Justice Winslow. They missing another rookie.
Not Justice Winslow.
Oh,
that's not even a man like that,
bro. What I'm trying to say is Memphis and New Orleans. You want to ask who New Orleans got? Because those is the two teams.
I know, but they trying to trade people. They don't even know what
they
don't even know if they want to make the playoffs or not. And you mean to tell me a hungry squad that's gonna make the playoffs is not? Come on, bro.
Look, Phoenix, Portland,
they trying
Dallas,
to trade
Golden
their assets
State.
away.
So my question is, what are you gonna say if 1 through 10 in the West plays out just how I said?
It won't. Because first of all, you have at 10 you have New Orleans. At 10 you have New Orleans. It's easy to call out the top half.
What?
It's easy to call out the top half. The first 5 is going to be easy.
Ask your boy Rell, do we want to put 25 push-ups on this on live? Put them up. Fuck that. I bet 50. Yo. Ask him